Hey friends, it's your boy BigTCGFan coming at you with another video, and today we have another decklist video. And what I've got for you guys today is a commander deck, obviously, because it's my specialty, I guess. And that would be Sethron, Hurloon General, 3 colorless, 2 red. You get a 4/4 Minotaur Warrior that states, whenever this card or another non-token Minotaur enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/3 red Minotaur creature token. For 2 colorless, 1 black, you can give all your Minotaurs +1, +0, and menace and haste until end of turn. So he generates a bunch of Minotaurs and also can give them a quick, nice buff. So basically, this is a travel deck. That's what I'm getting at here. It's a lot of fun, though. All right, so I'm just going to go through the lands for you. Obviously, we have a bunch of mountains because red is very important. This is a red-black identity deck. So we got mountains. We got some swamps. Then we're going to go Smoldering Marsh, Dragon Skull Summit, my proxy Badlands, Haunted Ridge, Shadow Blood Ridge, Tainted Peak, Blood Crypt, Command Tower, Foreboding Ruins, Haunted Fengraf, and Temple of the False God. All nice mana. Next we have some mana rocks here. Very important, because this will speed up casting Commander and all the other things. So we've got a Soul Ring, Feltwar Stone, Rakdos Signet, Talisman of Indulgence, Heraldic Banner. Normally I like to keep them at 2 or less, but this one gives a nice little buff. So you always choose red. The massive majority of the Minotaurs in here are red. There's a few black ones, but they'll be okay. Charcoal Diamond, Mind Stone, Thought Vessel, Fire Diamond, Arcane Signet, and Everflowing Chalice. So that's the mana rocks. All right, so now we start to get into some of the good stuff here. All right, so this one right here, I like Crippling Fear because you can name Minotaurs, and then all the other creatures except Minotaurs get a -3/-3, and this will effectively murder the board, except your stuff. This one right here I have, this is to deal with cards that are a pain in the butt. It could be something in the graveyard or creatures. You can just X them out the game. So indestructible things like Avacyn. Get out of here. Chain reaction. Sometimes if your board advantage is not in your favor, but you're in trouble, chain reaction, blow the board. Same with Damnation. All right, this is some targeted removal. I love this card. You'll notice, you'll see it in a lot of the different decks I've shown you guys. And because this card is amazing. Yeah, you cost 5 mana, but you could exile something, they draw a card, but you're exiling a key piece of their deck. Chaos Warp, another great removal piece. You can tell I'm in the removal section. Blasphemous Axe, same as Damnation and Chain Reaction. Sometimes you have no creatures, 1 or 2, and you need to blow up the board. Boom, there you go. All right, so here's some targeted removal. This one is so flexible. It's a little pricey for 3, 2 black, or it's 2 black and 1 red. But the fact you can do artifact, creature, or planeswalker and just boom, gone. Planeswalker is especially important. All right, so this card right here is it's a copy, basically a fork that you can flash back. You'll see the very last card in this deck is why I have this card in here. But there's a variety of things you can do, like someone casts a counter spell. Oh, it's you control, but still. All right, and this one right here is a nice thing. Oh, they're going to target you. Nope, target your guy instead. All right, straight up counter spell. Yes, of course, we got to put this in there because it's awesome. All right, so one way to ensure that you win combat is to make sure that none of your guys die during combat, and that's what this is for. It's so cheap, you know, and combat is the heart of what this deck does, so this card's awesome in here. Living Death, sometimes someone blows your board up, and then they got a sweet board, then you go Uno reverse card on them. Haunting Voyage, this right here will bounce creatures, so you can foretell it if you need to get your creatures back, so it's nice. Victimize, sometimes you just need some graveyard recursion. Shared Animosity. So this card will get out of hand in this deck because you're going to have a whole bunch of Minotaurs, because what will happen is you'll have your commander out and you'll start putting down Minotaurs and you'll get more Minotaurs, and this will make it so your Minotaurs get really beefy. Molten Echoes. So sometimes it's just nice to be able to have more. So I put down Sethron. I put down a creature, he makes a token. This makes a copy of the creature, and then that makes another Minotaur, boom. So you have this in play, you'll cast 1 creature, and you'll end up with 4 total creatures in play because of it. And you'll lose it at the end of turn, but still. All right, so here's a nice little buff. This one's a great thing because it gives you that card draw. So the buff is nice, but the card draw is really what I'm after. Red and black can be a little slow. And so here's another one that helps with the card draw and the buff. So I put these in here. Sign in Blood, card draw. You can see I'm in the card draw section of my little deck here. Read the Bones, another card draw. Apex of Power. This side here is also in the card draw. Exile top 7 cards until your turn. You may cast spells among them. If the spell is cast from your hand, add 10 mana. So it's nice. I exile 7, 10 mana, because that's the only way I'm casting is from my hand. Skull Clamp, more card draw. Diabolic Tutor, this is a way to search for cards if you need them. Now we're getting into the Minotaur, so I'll show you them here. I put 25 different Minotaur in the deck. Try to put the best ones. Sometimes I just put a couple guys in there that were like this guy who's just a body, because there just weren't any better Minotaur that I had, which says something about the Minotaur if that one's there. So this right here, whenever it becomes tapped, target creature I control gains Intimidate, so it's nice. Alright, this one right here, sack a creature, draw a card. So this could be something with one of those tokens or anything else. You can just sack some, get some card draw. Another basic Minotaur. Alright, so the majority of these Minotaur are just here because they're Minotaur and they'll pull the trigger. There are a bunch in here though that are really nice, have different abilities. So like this one right here, Tribute 2, not a big deal. The whole point, I mean, it's nice to be able to cast instant sorcery without paying cost, but yeah. And then so what'll happen is you can see guys like this one who his ability really isn't something I plan to use. If I sack a creature, he gets +2/+0. And then I can sack to... There are a few sack things in here, but not a lot. Just a menace chump guy. And you got Targoth, the Tolem hero. This guy's really cool just because, like, you know, he's got vigilance. Plus, he's got the OG version of fight. So, and with all the other stuff, he can get pretty beefy when he does fight. All right, so then here's just another Minotaur. Here's a guy right here. All right, so this one's nice because when he enters the field, I can give something indestructible. I like this one because it gets really big really fast. He's not technically a Minotaur, but he is a Minotaur. And it's a bull, so it's kind of cool little synergy. But I just like the fact that, like I said, he, whenever opponent casts a spell, he'll get big quick. He'll be the biggest Minotaur on the board. So this one right here, not really a big fan of him, but you know he's a cheap Minotaur, and the fact he can regenerate's nice. So this guy, I mean, this is not going to be a problem. His ability is nothing. His negative is nothing. I got so many Minotaur. All right, so now we're getting into the better Minotaur in the deck. So you got Nahib the Eternal. I believe I have all the versions of Nahib in this deck because they're all amazing. I liked his ability here at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase. Add red mana to your mana pool for each 1 life your opponent has lost, or post-combat. So it's a great way for me to be able to cast more stuff when I swing if I hit someone. So here's the Dream Shaper Shaman. So I can actually sacrifice a non-land permanent and pay 3. If I do reveal cards from my non-permanent card, put that card in the battlefield. So it's nice, just a way to get more cards into play. I can sacrifice a chump token and boom. Is it any non-token? Nope, non-land permanent, perfect. So this one right here, I can pay, make more creatures. So this is a great way just to get more creatures in play, you know what I mean? Nahib, the Dreadhorn Champion. So this guy right here allows me to keep more mana again and not lose it. So he's pretty awesome. So this one right here, he's in there because he gives all other Minotaurs +1 and trample. Now you're getting into the really good guys here. All right, this guy right here, this is the other Nahib. This guy's amazing because he gives Minotaurs first strike, and he has first strike. Plus that, as long as I have 1 or fewer cards in your hand, all my Minotaurs get +2/+0. That is actually a very common thing to happen in this deck because you're just puking cards out as fast as you can. You're not holding cards. And then whenever he deals damage to a player, they have to discard a card. So it's nice. All right, this one gives all my Minotaurs Death Touch. So as you've seen, we got Trample, we got First Strike, Death Touch. So like the keyword abilities that all these creatures are getting are starting to get out of control here. Oh, here we go, Haste. Yeah, because, you know, why not, right? Plus, whenever a Minotaur attacks, it gets +2/+0 per entry. So imagine I give all my guys haste, and they're all swinging. So I have a horde of guys swinging. I got tokens coming in. So it's really, you can see how it's really starting to get out of hand. This one's just in here because he's better than some of the other chump ones, and he gives +1/+0 to a Minotaur. More abilities. You see their power is getting out of control. So this guy's amazing because he'll make it way easier to get guys into play. If I'm tutoring, this is one of the first, this is probably the second card I'm tutoring for. Just a general tutor. You're about to see. So here you go. This right here is a nice card. You saw there's a lot of permanents in play. This is a way to do mass damage to a bunch of opponents. I've had it 14, 15, 16 damage per person by using this with the card at the end you'll see him. And then lastly, Morag, Fury of Akum. He's got the each creature you control with +1/+0 for each time it is attacked this turn. Plus there's a landfill ability that allows me to attack again. So with that, I'm only probably going to be able to do it one time each turn, but still. And lastly, probably the most important card in the deck. This is the Death Bellow Warcry. This is my way to cheat out 4 Minotaur with different names and put them right in the battlefield. So this is a mid to late game. I'm probably going to murder something. If I have Sethron out and I put 4 guys into play, so I get the 4 guys plus the 4 tokens, and usually it's all those guys with bonus buffs. First one I'm getting is the Haste, obviously. Then we'll go with Death Touch and Trample. And before you know it, I have an armada of Minotaur, and I'm swinging at someone's dome. And that person probably is dying, and most likely, especially if I have the Dolten Gate out, most likely everybody else on the table is on a very, very short clock. So there you guys go. That is my Sethron Hurloon Minotaur General deck. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below, share if you can. Peace out.